When my family went into exile from Tibet, we faced a lot of hardship, shock at loss of our country, no medical attention, and a severe change of climate. 5 members from my family died within a period of 2 years, including my mother, who was only 32 years old.
I came in exile with my maternal uncle because my father and my grandparents were under persecution by the Chinese.
I think it took us almost a month because we have been walking through the mountains, hiding during daytime and walking through nights.
I remember my uncle always carried me, so he's very careful. We were almost always running, full of fear and cold and hunger.
We got quite a few of these frostbite children, who even had to amputate.
My parents could never make out of Tibet. I've never seen my father again. I never seen Tibet again.
Tibetans who escape from Tibet and come into Nepal don't have anywhere to go.
Tibet Fund is helping with new arrivals, food, nutrition. We also have a health clinic in the reception center.
The reception center tried to help the newcomers. We try to make them more settled and get whatever job possible for them.
We employ old people also. We give them job to sort of wools and sometimes do some packing. So if they can't do, then they just stay aside and do some prayers also.
It's very tough for many of the Tibetans. For instance, like my father, he was not an agriculturist, he's a nomad. So it's difficult for him. He don't have the experience of cultivating and many things. There are so many elephants, so many wild pigs, that we have to chase away. Otherwise, our crop will be just eaten by those animals, right?
Before the Chinese came to Tibet, Drepung Monastery had more than 10,000 monks. There are only a few hundred monks left there today. That's why I came to India to practice Tibetan Buddhism. Today we have thousands of monks in India. We are studying Tibetan Buddhism to preserve it for future generations, and we are supported here.
As an artist, I think the Tibetan tradition is the most important. This is the identity of Tibetan people. It's very useful to hold the Tibetan community because so now what we do, we are filming each and every performance we do. We're recording all the songs, musics, and then try to send those tapes to the Tibetan community, to the Tibetan schools.
When the children studies in a Tibetan school, we have Tibetan teacher, we have monks who teach religion and culture. So we have Tibetan textbooks, and in those textbooks we learn about history, religion, culture of Tibet.
Since the time we came into exile, we have been stressing on preserving our culture, religion, language. And And for that, we set up our own Tibetan settlements. There are about 53. And when we have to communicate relying solely on the Indian Postal Service is a bit inconvenient. For each settlement, we bought a computer, a printer, and a modem. We taught them like basic operation skills on computer. Right now, there is a feeling of connectedness. This Fulbright scholarship program has been going on since, I think, 1981, when the program first started. And every year, they have been able to bring 15 Tibetan students.
Right now, many of our central Tibetan government employees, our secretaries, directors, and doctors, nurses, physicians, and teachers, principals, are the majority of them from the Tibetan scholarship program. Going back and serving the Tibetan community, that's the thing the Tibetans have in their mind.
Tibet Fund has established one old people's home. Although they don't have their families, they have some people to care for them. I'm sure that old people, they like it and they're living very happily.
Escaping and fleeing from the Chinese, that was the only hope. We have someone out there to embrace us and take care of us, His Holiness and the Tibetan people.
The Tibet Fund, the first 25 years,